Hi, I'm David Benjamin with Bridget. We're presenting the COVID-19 Bridging Project. It's a digital cure for the COVID-19 infodemic. We're not just fighting a pandemic, we're also fighting an infodemic, says the Director General of the World Health Organization. That's because preprints and journal articles are coming out at an unprecedented rate, and there are billions of results on Google. So much that the head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases says it gets a little confusing what you can really believe. And that's exacerbated because our processes and tools actually make the problem worse because we're pulling information from information silos, and then we become our own silo of the silos that we put information in by the different media types, whether it's text, image, videos, podcasts. This slide is to show you the value of additional information. If I sent you 6 links, or if you did 6 bookmarks, this is what you have eventually: full pages of information. What if you could know exactly what parts of the information on those pages were directly related to what you're interested in? And what if you could drill down on any one of those items and get a sense for how much conflicting versus supporting information is with them? And what if you could see the supporting and conflicting information? And what if you could see the other web of relationships of information? This is what I'm talking about, with a massive online research collaboration that enables professionals working on COVID-19 to collaborate on the same web page. Now, this is really profound because right now the internet is a social distancing technology. As you're on the internet, if you're on a specific page, you don't know who's on that page. With this system, you'll know who's on the page. You'll be able to communicate with them directly, and you'll also be able to communicate with them in context around a piece of information. You can do all that without any coordination, even if you don't know each other or speak the same languages. We do this with a browser overlay and a self-generating collective knowledge map for all the online information and insights about the coronavirus and its second and third order effects. An interactive, self-generating collective knowledge map. How does it happen? Well, researchers attach smart tags to content snippets, so you can put a note on a paragraph or on a podcast. You can do a bridge between an image and a segment of a video. You can do a poll on an image. And what happens that's very beautiful is these smart tags assemble into a map, so the bridges create the connections between the content nodes, and the interaction tags are the interactions that are available for that specific piece of content. We did a very comprehensive set of prototyping and getting feedback for this project, and I'd like to introduce you to our researcher, Dr. Find a Cure, and she's a very collaborative person. She's willing to advise without the authorship. She also has several different studies that she has posted that are incomplete, but yet probably very valuable for other people to know that she's doing it. So in her incomplete research, she's actually specified the background and methods, and so other people can actually understand what she's working on right now. And this information from her profile about incomplete research will aggregate along with information that's coming from this site, the Journal of Incomplete Research, to create a database of all the incomplete research that people are working on right now. This can be a source of inspiration, it can be a source of collaboration, it can be a source of information that can help someone differentiate their research from other people's. And we're imagining this aggregating into an actual journal that would be curated by an editorial board, including the head of the Center for Bioengineering and Innovation and Design, Dr. Yosef Yazdi, whose idea the Journal of Incomplete Research was. We will also enable the users to search the collective knowledge map. They can just use a general search term like Google does, or they can do an advanced search as well. One of the most important pieces of this platform is building a bridge. So there's a page, you don't see anything on it, but if you go ahead and select a piece of information, you'll get a drop-down menu that enables you to begin a bridge. And then if you go to another page and select another piece of text, you will, and then select bridge it puts up a form that gives you a ability to connect content A to content B. This content A, this content B. You give it a relationship, you give it a description, public or private, category, subcategory, and tags, and you have created your first bridge. We display researcher-generated content, so if I move my cursor near a link, it will tell how many pieces of information are associated with that link. I can then rest my cursor on the badge, and it will display the aggregation or overview that shows how much conflicting, supporting versus citing information. You can also see how many different pieces of text, images, video, audio are associated with this, and I can see who's online. So if I click on that, I can then specify who I'm interested in seeing, and then get a set of people who are actually online at that point that meet that criteria, drill down on one, and get that information. That person may be working on something that I'm interested in, or we're both interested in that same piece of information. It may be a really excellent contact for me. If the user wants to drill down on the conflicting information, or on the set of videos, or on the pieces of text that are associated with a particular image, they can then go to the map view and see everything that's associated with that particular piece of information. If they hover on a particular item, they can get more information. They click on it, they can get additional information about that particular node. They can see how it's connected to this one. This is information that helps us determine the veracity of different nodes in the collective knowledge map. We will also display AI-generated content, which could come from many different sources, including Wikipedia, the coronavirus facts databases, citations. In this case, we're showing information from Google for the word infodemic. You see that there's information, it signals, and then if you rest your attention there, it brings up some information very similar to what Google would. Except that with ours, it's on every web page where that word comes up, not just in the Google search results. So we're also doing a content level. So we're doing a content level overlay, and anything on the page that's interesting could have additional information. And if we rest our cursor there, we see the conflicting information. We can see who's online, etc. We can also see the different options for creating content level overlays. So I can begin a bridge, make a note, start a conversation, request a collaboration. We also have page level overlays, and you can see there's a yellow badge at the top of this page. That means that there's some worthwhile information to look at here, and maybe some caution should be taken. So we hover to the yellow badge. We see some summarized information that has been harvested from the journal article. We can see who's online, and we can see the different types of information that's associated with this particular page. So someone can have a bridge to a page, have a note on a page, have a conversation on a page, as well as associated with a specific piece of content, as we showed previously. We also enable private and public tagging, and this is an example. So there's a piece of information, I go hover over it, and I see that I can add a tag to this particular piece of information, and in this case I'm going to do a priority tag. So this is an internal tag. I'm the only one that's going to see it. I'm going to mark things based on the extent to which they will be valuable for me in the future. So yep, got a great team, Thank you so much, Leslie, PJ, Ben, Alexar. Very feasible solution. We've got a full roadmap of what we would do, what we will and are going to be doing in the next 2 weeks, as well as 2 months and a year time frame as well. Got full implementation plan, and this could have a profound impact on diminishing the infodemic that was created by the COVID-19 pandemic. It can help researchers get past information overload and identify, or at least have some help in avoiding misinformation. It creates a shared context for collaboration and communication, a vibrant community that thinks together, and better, faster thinking and answers. This project will also be the seed of a greater mapping project or bridging project for pandemics and ultimately for health and well-being.